Hi, this is Afsha Khan. Are you fascinated by the idea of enlightenment, Renaissance, and you feel that these moments gave us the thought of rationality, critique, reason, and if you are a critique of religion because you feel it doesn't allow you to criticize it and you think it's not inclusive, then you're going to be proved wrong by the book which I'm going to talk about. And the title of the book is Religion as Critique, Islamic Critical Thinking from Mecca to Marketplace. This book is authored by Professor Irfan Ahmad, who is an anthropologist. He is a senior research fellow at Max Planck Institute for the Study of Religious and Ethnic Diversity. So I was saying that you're going to be proved wrong if you think like that. We all know that in European Enlightenment has always been projected as having a sort of monopoly over the idea of critique. And Professor Ahmad in the book Religion as Critique argues that the art of criticism was not introduced by the Enlightenment or by the work of Kant, but he argues in the book that the idea of critique is as old as civilization, and the messages of Buddha, Moses, Jesus, Prophet Muhammad, Abraham were also critique of their society. So we cannot say that Enlightenment and European Renaissance were the only reason for giving us the idea of critique. So he proves this notion to be wrong, and the book broadly discusses about religion in general, but its focus is on matters related to Islam and Muslim literature. He criticizes the perception of Islam as an adversary of reason, because we see that in most of the academic works done on Islam and critique, what we see is that Islam has been projected as something which is against criticism, which doesn't allow to put a question or to ask questions. So he is critical of that notion, that perception. For instance, he gives strong arguments, like he says that he argues that the mission of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is described in Islam as Islah, which is almost impossible, which is impossible without the critique. So this is the argument by which he supports his main arguments. So he has explained the idea of critique by arguing that critique is an integral part of Islam, and it's an inherent part of Islam, and it has always been there since the time when Prophet Muhammad had started his movement. So if you have interest in philosophy, religion, Islam, then I think you must read this book, because you cannot afford to ignore this text, as it provides you a very different kind of account of an alternative narrative of Islam and India, which is not dealt seriously in other academic discourses. So I feel this is a very important book for all of those who are interested in philosophy. I think it's going to give you a very different thought on reason, critique, rationality and enlightenment, because you're going to get a wholly different idea of how Islam has been misinterpreted and projected as something which opposes reason and rationality. But here you get a very different perspective. So grab your copies of the book. I would also like to give you an information that the book launch program is going to be held on 31st August 2018 at 6:30 p.m. in lecture room 1, India International Center, New Delhi, and the book will be released by former Vice President Mr. Hamid Ansari, and among the panelists will be having Hilal, Ahmed, Ziya, Salam, Manisha, Sethi, and the author, of course. The session will be moderated by Siddharth Varadarajan, the founding editor of The Wire. So hope to see you all in the book launch program. Thank you so much for watching the video.